In today's video, which I apologise will be rather rushed because I was working late, we'll meet people who are just wrong. Whether it be what they're promoting, their attitude, their general outlook on life. Whatever it is, they just need to stop it. It's wrong. Pack it in now. But we'll start with something that I think is actually rather serious.
Gender-affirming care has never been this easy. With Plume, I was able to get started online and get personalized gender-affirming care right from home. No long waits, no stress, and everything is designed for me and my transition goals. So if you're ready for care that's simple and accessible, you have got to try Plume.
Okay, so imagine you're a man who wants to look like whatever that was. Someone who's mildly feminine, with hideous facial piercings, and a voice that sounds like a 1980s speak and spell machine with what I believe would now be called diverse learning needs. So there's a way to bypass your doctor so you can smash your body full of hormones that aren't meant to be there, and in doing so, completely bugger your immune system. So Plume are an online gender-affirming care clinic. I tried to get on, but I couldn't register because I'm not a US citizen. That being said, this sort of shit is going on all over the world, to the point that apparently some drug dealers are now diversifying into selling hormones. So imagine walking up a dark alley at night and seeing the headlights on the Range Rover flash, so you go up to meet Big Mad Vinny, who winds down his tinted window and says, "So what is it? Smack? Crack? Ket? MDMA? Or do you want to grow a massive pair of knockers?" So that's the first of two clips that I've had to mute to get around copyright, but basically that's another member of the upcoming revolution. So what she's done is cancel her social media as well as Amazon and Netflix. Oh, the heroism. I thought true bravery was storming the beaches at Normandy on D-Day, but it pales to nothing compared to this reincarnation of Queen Boudica of the Iceni. And why this clip is so wrong is the one social media app she's left on her phone is fucking TikTok. The social media platform for the mentally disadvantaged, an app that takes your information and gives it direct to the Chinese Communist Party, a regime with one of the worst human rights records on earth. Next up, another clip that is really, really wrong.
بس أكدت لنا هاي الفيديوهات إنه هو ما كانش متخبي تحت الأرض، إنه بالعكس هو بقاوم بجاهد ضد اليهود. بس أكدت لنا هاي الفيديوهات إنه هو ما كانش متخبي تحت الأرض، إنه بالعكس هو بقاوم بجاهد ضد اليهود.
Oh, it's the famously unbiased and in no way left-leaning British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC, the state broadcaster. And if you're not from the UK, you may not know this, but in Britain, if you want to watch TV or live TV, you have to have a TV licence. So we fund the BBC and they make a load of virtue signalling woke shit. And the difference between the translations, the BBC said that the fighter, whatever he was resisting the Israelis. Whereas when the Telegraph translated it correctly, it mentioned jihad against the Jews. Now, given that the BBC are reluctant to say anything about fucking Islamists, and they even call Hamas a fighting force rather than a terror group, it is absolutely disgusting. Next up on the BBC, we have a programme not about America. In order not to offend our Muslim viewers, we have a programme about how the great Satan hunted down and murdered that nice Mr. Bin Laden, followed by a documentary explaining that the 9/11 terror attacks were actually an inside job carried out by the far right, because everyone is on the fucking far right now, under the orchestration of the Jews. YouTube, AI bots, that is sarcasm, don't track me down. Next. Okay, so generally speaking, I'm in favour of the UK mobility scheme. If you're not from the UK, here, some people with certain disabilities can get given a car. They don't own it, the government owns it, but they're given the use of a car for free if they have certain needs, such as amputees or people with severe spinal injuries. Basically, people who can't get around. That's why it's called mobility. So, Why has that young man, I think, been given a £34,000 Skoda? Okay, he's autistic. That's a learning disability, I believe. But he's dancing on fucking TikTok. Clearly, his mobility needs aren't that severe.
Hello, my name is Bridget Bandit, and I'm speaking in opposition to SB 18. I'm a born and raised Texan and full-time drag queen. Previously, I have worked with children throughout my life as a swim instructor, teaching summer art camps, hosting children's birthday parties, and volunteering in my church as a youth group leader. Today, I occasionally host drag queen story times. These kinds of events don't differ much from the kind of work I did before, yet this bill would impact my ability to work with children simply based on a subjective and ill-defined expectation of how I should look.
Sir, not only is drag demeaning and insulting to women, but not you or anyone dressing like you should be allowed within 100 fucking yards of any young children. So he used to be a swimming instructor. Oh, I bet he did. I bet if the police had one look at his hard drive, he'd never see fucking daylight again. And his church group? What church does that thing go to? I imagine that the second he walks through the door, the vicar panics and throws holy water at him, and then the Almighty would intervene and his wig would go up in flames. And as for Drag Queen Story Hour, for me the question isn't, why do children need to be read to by drag queens? It's more, why do so many drag queens need to be around young children? Let's be honest, we all know why. Wrong. Right, next.
If an alien abducted me, took time out of his day, his or her day, to beam me up into a spaceship, just me, not anybody else in the neighborhood, I would make love to them, because that means I was chosen, special. They didn't just beam up Sally next door because she was out in her yard working. They beam me up out of my own bed as I'm relaxing, playing Candy Crush. So if they took the time to specifically pick me out of all these other humans that are around me, yes, I'll make love. That shows effort. Unlike these people on Tinder who the only thing they want to do is scam me and catfish me and extort money from me. You never know. An alien might make such good love to you, you might fall in love with an alien. And I'm not opposed to that.
I think that's the reason that the aliens won't visit us. That and they probably don't exist. Did anyone else notice that we stopped getting the whole alien abduction thing round about the same time that we started getting decent camera phones? Yet that woman there, she doesn't just want to get abducted by aliens, she wants to get knobbed by E.T. Of course, E.T. was an alien from another planet, which is different to an illegal alien from another country, because unlike illegal aliens, E.T. learned English and then fucked off home. And I'm not saying that woman is unattractive, but it sounds like she's not looking for a sexual partner from her own social group, or her own local area, or even her own species. She needs a partner from another fucking planet. And we've all heard that the aliens are well into anal probing, so maybe that's her thing. One clip left. And do you know the way that certain young people need maximum victimhood points so they apply as many labels as possible to themselves? Be ready for this.
Hey you guys, come along with me while I show you what I'm eating today as a white transmasculine, femme non-binary, temporarily mostly able-bodied, neurodivergent, obsessive-compulsive, chronically ill, culturally Jewish, Unitarian, Universalist, non-monogamous, femme-leo, romantic, gray, demisexual, a survivor of acute complex trauma, millennial, and cat parent in mental health recovery.
And a partridge in a pear tree. I'm not even going to try and break that down. How much was going on? And that individual, I'm not quite sure what it was, is clearly reading off the wall. I'll pick up a few points, though. Millennial. No, you're not a fucking millennial. You're Gen Z. Mental health recovery. If that is recovered, what the fuck were they like beforehand? You, sir, madam, they, them, Zimzer, whatever you are not recovered. You are crazy eight fucking bonkers. And the last thing, because it really boils my piss, you're not a cat parent. For anyone watching, You don't have a fur baby. You're a fucking pet owner. Get over yourselves. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you could leave a like rating or a comment, that really helps the algorithm. If you'd like to support me making these videos, there's the option to buy me a coffee, and I'm truly humbled by the support I've received so far. And as ever, thanks for watching. Today's video, which I apologise in advance, will be rather rushed because I'm talking too quick already. So that's the wonderfully... Oh, fuck it. No, go again. So that's the famously unbiased and none of fucking bollocks to it. So famously, that's the BBC, which you'll never see me on because I'm a white man. The only time you'll see a white man on the BBC is if he's filleting another one. I didn't need to do the action. Okay, why does that young person need a £34,000 Skoda? Because clearly there's no way he'll be able to insure it. Unless, of course, the taxpayer's picking that up as well. Oh, fuck it, I don't know where I'm going. E.T. was an extraterrestrial alien from another planet, hence the name, which is different to an illegal alien from another country. Because, unlike illegal aliens, E.T. learned to speak English and then fucked off home. If he'd come over in a small boat, he'd still be in a 5-star hotel.